device. And I want you guys to just know that as I understand you and you understand me, I know how you will love this phone and your day-to-day activities. So you know what? I introduced my new smartphone devices into the market, which is the Hotwave Cyber 16 Pro SM series. As you can see, it's fresh, box to is shiny. That's Hotwave. I come show you how the phone will look like. And I tell you, this will not be just any phone. You understand me? It come with a travel adapter. This be the manual. This be the pin way. You know, you could take open way or SIM card. And it gets in USB too. So it come with 2 cores. You understand me? And you know they're almighty. This is what I'm talking about. You love it. It's beautiful. And this be one of the phones where I tell people when you fall, your screen will crack. And this one you go keep for water inside for 3 days. If you doubt me, come. That's my new brand, you know, my new device. And I want you guys to just know that as I understand you and you understand me, I know how you will love this phone and support. That's my beautiful baby. Hotwave Cyber 16 Pro SMC.
Theophilus Digosh is streaming live on TikTok with his Hotwave A17 Pro Max. And when Kobe Josban saw the phone, he was like, hey, solid. Cell phone radio onyanka or the battery speed baby. And now quiet Friday in the but we Yakubu for 2. Yes, so combat also unya. But I know say very soon, Kobe Josban being the nation's blogger there, he will definitely get his own, like many others that are also in waiting for the launch of the big Hotwave phone, both the Cyber 16 Pro, the SM series, as well as the Hotwave A17 Pro Max. My name is Roland Amate. This is still Showbiz Daily, and you are welcome to the Fridays edition. When I take this particular position now and him say, yes, Ato private jet, and one a year corner. But it is better to be late than never to appear. That is why we are still here. And like I said, my name is Roland Amate. You are welcome. If you are watching for the first time, subscribe. And of course, share the link to others. Let them know that, yes, even when they did not get the notification at 8 p.m., we are still live. So let them be aware. Say Abba, live. The big man himself, big shout outs to him, Mr. Samuel Atobiba, aka Sammy Flex. Yes, he's engaged in other businesses. And of course, we need to still keep the forts. So we are here. We are here for God and country, still to serve you. And big shout outs to the producers of the show. That is Theophilus Digosh, aka Kofi on it. Desert is also there. Gerald is also in the mix, as well as Sammy Tuga. Tuga binya come the back on the back of my audio. Or 7 fan shot that came what. Me the best shot that came. And in the studio with me, where 2-man affair, the nation's blogger Kobe Josban is here. Kobe,
big man,
how be?
Cool, yes, I.
Charlie, where the way I was sharing, I'm some sharing there. Feeling near bum.
Solid.
How has the week been for you, bro?
Charlie, busy, of course. Or there, yeah, 1 or 2 things. But better still, Showbiz Daily time do. We still have to make provisions and appear. Catch Showbiz as yaba. Yaba tuja. Ibe sunyade. I mean, so many things of course with social media. No? The agenda, whatever it is, we need to sit by set to discuss and preach the gospel. That's the most important thing.
But the week has been very busy. If you ask me, the week has been very, very busy. And you being a blogger, I know said there are so many things that have gone in the space. What are some of the things that caught your attention? And I know on your page they have been following, and it has been very, very busy.
Yeah.
Kobe Josban, yes, it has been very, very busy. And what are some of the things that has caught your attention in the week?
I think the Africa prosperity dialogue.
Okay.
And the Fugu, I mean, debate that is happening between Ghana and Zambia. One beautiful thing that personally I've enjoyed and love about the whole thing is how each country is using that medium to sell its culture. I mean,
Okay.
there are so many things maybe you might know about your country, but other country wouldn't have known. So, I mean, bloggers, content creators, everybody is catapulting on the beauty of the conversation and learning one or two things from it. Aside the agenda, never cost to the, of course, people will be still finding ways, loopholes in whatever it is. But I think if the trend is positive and there's a means for you to also, I mean, leverage on it and also benefit from its impact, why don't you also, I mean, join the trends and also benefit? And this is one beautiful thing that I've seen love content creators and almost everybody. And Nempo, I saw a video of, I mean, our parliamentarians rocking in their fugu, and it's very beautiful how confident they are representing Ghana, our culture. I mean, the beauty of some of these things happening, and this is a beautiful thing that we need to commend. And yet, Tembiana agenda be it should always be negative. If it is positive and moving forward, the impact will benefit the country and even far beyond that. I think it's a brilliant move that we all have to support, and I think I'm loving it. Yeah.
Nice one. Let's still maintain our momentum on the Ghana-Zambia conversation. Not long ago, Ghana and Zambia had a visa waiver.
Brilliant.
I want to ask you some few questions and take your view on it. Some people think that it is going to affect that relationship. Do you share the same view?
Oh no, I don't believe that. I personally, I see it to be a social media kind of convo, and sometimes some of these conversation, I mean, way lower than bigger conversation like the visa free thing that we're talking about. I mean, if we all see the need to benefit from some of these things, I think it is good. But for other people, making it seem that the throwing the agenda about the Fugu thing is going to affect the relationship between Ghana and Zambia, I'm confidently telling them that it won't affect, I mean, the relationship in a very negative way. If that is how people are perceiving, how people are thinking, how people are seeing the picture, I think it goes far beyond that. Yeah.
How about the people that are also suggesting, say, I mean, this whole thing started around the 5th of February, thereabout, and some people are suggesting, say, 5th February should be like a Fugu day for Ghana. I think being in the creative industry, I
think it will be a very brilliant move. You see, Ro, in as much as that we are all Ghanaians, we all portray or maybe preach this agenda that let's, I mean, sell our culture. One of the means that we can sell our culture is through some of these means. I mean, our traditional costumes, and hardly do we even see, I mean, top class people rocking it hard. So if this is an opportunity for us to catapult and sell it globally, I think it's a brilliant move. It will also help us to also, I mean, talk about some of other costumes like the kente, other cabernet slate. I mean, a lot of costumes that we have that I believe say yet me dedicated. So this day, I mean, as an Africa Day or as a Ghanaian costume day, it will serve a lot. And if a idea yesha, you see, when it's serving as just an ordinary thing, ordinary conversation where, I mean, celebrities or maybe influencers will just involve themselves, but the people themselves, I'm talking about the parliamentarians, the decision makers, the law enforcement agents, they are all exempting themselves from the whole thing. Sometimes, it creates different impression, but see a to say a idea, Jim, to say the president, you see. In as much as the Zambia people thought said they are, I mean, trolling our president, trying to paint a certain picture about Ghana, making a mockery of us. One way or the other, president has selling Ghana in a very brilliant move.
I see.
What you say? Where it wasn't giddy PR job, simple move. Right now, the Zambia people want to know more about the Fugu thing, and I heard they want to even import some.
Wow.
Are we thinking about the commercial aspect of it?
Wow.
It is going to create a lot of, employment and also bring, more money, GDP and other things. Never boa ama Ghana and so then Niema Akoye. Aside that, and so it will help to strengthen the bond between Ghana and Zambia.
You think so?
Yes, perfect move.
Even after us pressing their neck in that manner, no?
I am telling you, the pressing of the neck, is not in a negative way. But if you follow conversation in now, everybody or every Ghanaian is using that medium to educate the Zambia people.
Okay.
Yes, you think the fugu that you wear is ABCD. We are telling you, say the fugu that you wear, this is the meaning. This is the inspiration, the reasons, the colors. The strength behind whatever thing that we are doing. So if in case you want to know more, come, let's school you. Come, let's tell you some of the things that maybe you didn't know, but to us, we think this is the right time. And I think, and also, who say more scared to be in time. More share, more Felisa, me guy, man, for a whole. But I chairman say no, some Felisa Moniatia. Yes, so yeah, the dawn of Africa. That is one thing they shouldn't forget. And I'm loving that conversation. Sincerely speaking.
If you find yourself in Gambia, for me, just like Kobe said, this is an opportunity for everybody to learn, like from both countries, from everybody to learn. And for me, when I saw that particular traditional costume from Gambia, Zambia, I like, okay, thank you very much, Zambia. When I saw that particular costume,
it's crazy, but
I could not hold my laughter like I am doing now. And for me, it was a very interesting moment for me, looking at the fact that yes, the last time I saw this was in an history book somewhere, JHS or SHS. But looks like, fast forward, I didn't know it even existed in the 21st century or 2026. But Kobe, when you saw this particular costume from that side, what was the feeling for you?
Well, it was funny to me. First of all, that was the first feeling. Like, I see it to be funny. I see it to be something like, I said, Ufi won't come Ufi as same way. Now artists will be in common course. Not all of a sudden, why are they? Why jumping into it? First of all, they are saying, say, they know a slit or is it
blouse?
A blouse. But the momo shisha or hono Charlie ma oba kroma mampo na shell sanitary no. Unless you want us to believe says fashion. One with sometimes fashion doesn't make sense, of course.
Oh, but whatever definitely I know say a war historical connection.
That is it.
Yes.
And nothing I can say when we are to draw the line, you see. Every costume in Africa has a historical background or connection to it.
True.
It wouldn't make sense to you, but to them, it makes sense to them.
Of course.
Reason why they think our fugu isn't making sense to them, but to us, we cherish it. So at any point in time,
but they are but
momo the song, yeah, the baha like. Charlie, it's no. How funny it is for you to even make mockery of us.
Obviously.
Abra, wow, top and down. Charlie.
It is a top and down for me.
No, me in the bow tie. No. Charlie, killer dress, drape power.
If you know, if you are watching and you know the connection to this particular costume, please, the comment section is open for you. Let us know. Because like he said, we are open to learn. This is an opportunity for both countries to learn. Just as we have also educated them from on the background of our fugu, its origin and what it even entails. I'm sure if you are also in Zambia, or you find yourself in Zambia, or you are also familiar with whatever is going on with their culture, especially with this particular costume, you can also share your views in the comment section. Let's hear from you. Kobe, continue.
So just as I was saying, you see, culture, no, if you are to follow that conversation, one way or the other, no, obi culture wouldn't make sense to the other. You see, let's skip the conversation from the costume aspect. Now let's talk about food. There are some foods that we eat here. Other people from other African countries, when they come here, they will laugh at us.
Sure.
The same way, if you go there, you also laugh at them, because that is their food. And no any idea magia tum maya sa, so it has become part and parcel of them. So I think say to say the American, the beauty of this whole conversation is how both countries are learning, how both countries are using the medium to sell their culture, how both countries are using that medium to bridge the differences. What I say, it shouldn't always be in the conversation, say it should always be a negative thing. But today, President Mahama is telling the world, say, this is Ghana. And the Zambia people are also telling us, say, this is what they also have. So if you want to know more, this is the time. And right now, say your homework here, it will also attract a lot of people to come or visit both countries. Now, people from diaspora would love to know more about this thing. A lot of people that trooping here in Ghana, that maybe they might not even, thought of even, buying the fugu or maybe are repping in the fugu. This time around, they will wear it and wear it confidently. And vice versa, when you go to the other country too, I believe they are also going to enjoy or also have a feel of their culture. So it's a brilliant thing, it's a beautiful thing. But to those people thinking, say, because of this back and forth, this whole thing is going to affect the visa-free or whatever relationship between Ghana and Zambia. I'm telling you, say, Charlie, actually, so 3 months, not trim. But the most important thing is the visa-free thing that personally I love, because I am one of the few individuals, me believe you say, a borderless Africa is gonna help, economic-wise, business-wise, political-wise, other means. Why are we all saying preaching for one Africa? But even for you to travel to another African country, the kind of restrictions are my travel to Togo, Benin, and Burkina, Charlie.
I see.
It's crazy, bro.
I remember I saw some of the documentaries you did when you went to Benin.
Yeah, big ups to Nana Joy Ifua, the third, Queen Mother for Ekunfi Suadro. She made that travel possible with the help of Edu Heba, clinic, CEO. Charlie, I think, say, if there is a conversation for us to push this borderless African thing, we need to amplify. Charlie, what call Africa country, the stress is crazy. Yeah.
Hold on to that. So, speaking of a borderless Africa, I know, said this is a conversation that even among creatives, among fans, among industry creative entrepreneurs, it has been a very long conversation. For me, I've also been a huge advocate for African artists touring Africa. In fact, when you look at an African artist blowing up or gaining some spotlight in the space, one of the things that is very common with them is a tour list of dates of cities in connection to a tour. The next moment, an African artist blows up, and all that you see is, I am going on tour. And one aspect that is very sad to this whole thing is the fact that the moment you see the announcement of dates, tour, announcing, hardly would you even see 2 or even 3 African countries. Last, a 2, and even that oneself, you will see maybe about 15 dates and cities of these European countries, Asian countries. But then to see an African artist even touring Africa is rare. So many people have asked questions about it. Personally, I've also been a huge advocate, like I said, of African artists touring Africa, because where I belong to, if I should tell you the number of calls that come in a year about other African countries, you're crazy. But then this particular strength lies with these artists as to why they don't do tours in Africa or they don't tour Africa, even with these European countries as we all know them to be. Ubehuno, that like what, even if they say they are touring Africa, just some few dates be pay, just some few countries be pay. Then 2 or 3, like I said, then you see them vamoose. They go back to their base. And it is the same with our African brothers. Even I remember sometime in Nigeria, there were even calls for them or their artists to also at least tour within their state. But what did we see? As to what the reason is there, Mr. Eazi has spoken, and he also spoke during this particular event and the African Prosperity Dialogue that took place at the Accra International Conference Center, and which hosted so many dignitaries, including top creatives in the space like Stonebwoy, Mr. Eazi, and the likes. But then, this is what Mr. Eazi had to say when he had the opportunity to speak during this particular event. He said, "It is easier to tour Europe than Africa." And this is a very interesting conversation coming from Mr. Eazi. So the story captured on Ghana Web says, Nigerian Afrobeat singer Mr. Eazi has recounted a past incident highlighting the struggles he faced in Kenya despite being fully paid to perform at a concert. Speaking at the ongoing 2026 African Prosperity Dialogues, the singer alleged that Kenyan immigration officials prevented him from entering the country, even though his band was granted access. Taking these experiences into account, Mr. Eazi blatantly stated that touring Europe and America is far easier than touring within Africa as an artist. And this is a quote that says, "I've spent 6 of those years as a singer touring the world and 4 of those years doing a lot of entrepreneurship. I remember that in the first 6 years, it was easier to tour America and Europe than tour Africa as a singer. So while I had one of the biggest songs in Africa, it was harder for me to tour. I remember 2 occasions where I was going into Kenya with my band. Even though I had been paid to perform, I was stopped at the border, while my band, which included people of other nationalities, was allowed to enter. I, the lead artist, who was paid the most, had to wait at the border," he said. The musician, who also noted during his speech that cross-border friction within Africa is mostly felt by the youth, creatives, and individuals involved in small and medium-sized enterprises, that is the SMEs. According to him, although this remains a major challenge affecting businesses, young people are largely unperturbed due to how the internet has turned the world into a global village. And he went on to say, "This friction is felt the most by us, the youth, artists, creators, influencers, SMEs, women, and young Africans who not only want to better their lives, but also contribute to the shared prosperity of our continent." He went on to say that, "I stand here today to say that young people under the age of 35 don't really care about borders. We do this through contributions via the internet, cross-border business partnerships, and creativity." And this is what came from man like Mr. Eazi, aka Zagadat. He has a new one with Kim Promise that I think they released just today, midnight, yeah, neighbor, fresh. And there was a line that he mentioned Shatawale, and looks like Shatta movement fans so. But let's not sway away from the topic. Come, Jasmine,
Big man,
you were talking about a borderless Africa and its challenges, and looks like Mr. Eazi has also reiterated the same challenge. What do you make of his assertion, and also such challenges now also with artists not touring Africa? No? Is it also a problem for you, or you think say okay, normal?
Bro, it is not only a problem for artists or celebrities. I mean, it's a general problem. Like, African itself is a problem to an African.
Okay.
And that is it. You see, Africa is open to the world. but it is restricted to the African. And until we open such doors, when it comes to promoting our tourism and other things, it will be very hard. Ro, say, we will be a what to quine, what to do to quine our Africa, you will share that experience. It's very tough.
Okay.
Even when you have your particulars, BBR correct, you will still be forced to pay a certain amount.
How?
That is it. Our visit to Togo, everything was genuine. Queen Mother had the guarantee, a stamp proving, say, she has been invited by a prime minister out of Togo. Yet, she was asked to pay money. Because she is coming from Ghana, and Ghana, we eat, or we they use CD, and for them they use
safer.
So currency differences, if that is the case, bring something or else you don't go.
I see.
And that is a problem that I think, say, in as much as say we all use our platform for so many discussions, I think it's very important for us all to rally and amplify that conversation, the borderless Africa conversation. Charlie, the visa-free thing that we're talking about, even if you want to, travel today, try it and see. The kind of challenges, difficulties, tough times that you go through. Reason why among ourselves, we still find it difficult.
Okay.
Now, baby say, why is some of these things happening? Colonial connection too has a role to play.
By this time?
Yes. Someone coming from a francophone and the other one coming from a what? Anglophone. These two parties are having different perception altogether.
I see.
I have a way of doing my things. I'm speaking French. You are speaking English. There are some differences here. If you want us to do business, it's either you ignore your own, comply by my own before. If not, there shouldn't be anything like what? Business.
Carry your wahala go.
What you say? 2, transport means so. Uber airlines are. They was saying, and I in Africa phone you bet me I then abosti. And even with the ones that we have, it is saying the charges involved. The documentations that you have to what? Go through. Sometimes even at the airport, some of the things that you go through, So if someone like Mr. Eazi, with all the accolades, with the fame, with Nifiga as a brand, is telling you this, let's think about the ordinary person, like ordinary Ghanaian, ordinary African. Like obi ono person too quiet no quiet then you picking a session kakra.
Okay.
What you say? So what is the purpose of this AU African Union thing? What is the purpose of what ECOWAS now you can? Our leaders interested in sharing money, thinking about their personal interest, rather than pushing that agenda now they are all preaching about. If nothing at all, AU African Union, one of the aims in say strengthen African unity.
Of course.
To ensure a losing or a free business or what commercial purposes. So if at the end of the day, we are working hard thinking, say, yenko shiemu ni enfa ye ho adwen, yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes to trading and other things, it's gonna benefit we the Africans. Now we are not achieving those intended purposes now. Then what are our leaders wasting their time for? And these are some of the questions that we need to ask them. And they ought to also answer. So it's a big problem. It is a very big problem, especially among ourselves. How many times do we see some of our artists even touring in Africa? I don't remember the last time someone like Shatta, Stonebwoy, Sarkodie, Black Sheriff, Wendy Shea, many others even thought of touring Africa. Because they know what they'll go through. You can equally go through all the processes. Yet, at the embassy, at the airport, that same people will restrict you on certain things. So I think it's a brilliant move. Sisiano, what Mr. Eazi, I make him move now. let us all join the campaign. How do we intend to what? I mean, bridge that gap.
Okay.
How do we intend to preach or push the agenda for the borderless Africa? Why will an African need a visa before traveling to another African country? Even the white people find it very easy before coming here than we ourselves. Is it because they are white? Or they are telling us we should all bleach to become white? Yeah, man, Michael Jackson before they take us serious. And that's the problem. So, idea and here say we all have to what? I mean, be speaking and addressing some of this issue. Parliament, I mean, how they say what Africa, no. Let's discuss about some of these things. And we here and no so have a problem. And no Africa culture, no. African story, is not being narrated well out there.
Okay. Because
if I'm a tourist, and for instance, I'm traveling to other African country to go, I mean, talk about some of the good things. Recently, we heard Wood Maya talking or sharing his experience. At some point, he has to be detained, deported, go through so many difficulties as an African traveling to another African country.
Yeah.
So imagine if the intended purpose is for me to go there, talk about the positive things about Africa. At the end of the day, I am coming home telling the what? The negative. And we are still painting the same African black. And I believe there are so many good things about Africa that we can amplify. But if we can preach or amplify some of these wonderful things or beautiful things about Africa, certain things need to be done. So African leaders, let us all rise. Let us all come together. The unity in one Africa, not necessarily say we should all have one leader. We can all have our respective leaders. But when it comes to a common purpose, a common agenda, a focus, a drive, we all have to stick to one drive. And the focus is how do we project Africa out there? How do we sell Africa positively? How do we, create a friendly atmosphere, a friendly environment whereby Africans can operate freely. To boost our economy. What you say? Until then, it will still be the same thing. Back and forth, say. So the leaders, they should step forward, step up, do the needful, and trust me. One day, if not us, the next generation will be proud of some of these things because it is affecting us so many ways. You see, when you're going to play a show, employment.
I see.
It's a seasonal employment.
Of course.
Seasonal employment. That day, wherever place that you are playing the show, Mr. Eazi is going with a team. They will book hotel. They will sleep.
He was with his
band. They are contributing
definitely.
To what? The country. They will eat. They are enjoying their culture. Whatever team that they are working with, they will be paid for. So it is a mutual kind of win, a win-win affair for both parties. So why are we restricting, trying to block some of these chances? Growing Africa as a continent. Or we always have to think about the white people exploiting us, taking advantage of us, stealing our natural resources, taking all the good things from us. Hey, Nkrumah once said, we are capable of managing our own affair. Why can't we do our own thing? Create a friendly economy, atmosphere whereby some of these things can work smoothly. So leaders, arise and do the needful, and trust me, Charlie.
Well, let me also add these 2 cents to what my brother Kobe Josvan said. I think it is about time that we send this particular message to some of our African leaders. You see, it is not just by chance that when you look at some African countries or even some top countries in the world, one of the things that they are using to sell their country, including infiltrating into other people's culture, is the creative arts sector. Talk of America, talk of China, and other countries. Even in Africa, there are some countries that are also doing extremely well in terms of selling their culture. I can mention Rwanda, I can mention Swatini, I can mention South Africa, I can mention Ghana, I can mention Nigeria, I can mention Kenya, and other countries here. But you see, another thing also is that we should also expand into a different dimension. And here, I want to just climb on what Kobe Josban said, and also what Mr. Eazi also said at the Africa Prosperity Dialogue. You see, touring in these countries, I'm talking about the other European countries and all, let's look at the economic benefit to these countries. I have been to Togo, I have been to Benin, I have been to Senegal, I've been to some part of Cote d'Ivoire. And I can tell you some iconic and some top places that are in these countries, that it is the envy of so many people. The O2 Arena, the Indigo O2, the Wembley, the Madison Square Gardens, these are places that the people made it easily accessible to their people. And yes, we know the challenges that sometimes our African brothers and sisters face when they want to go to these places. But I can also tell you that they are equally top iconic places here in Benin, in Togo, in Cote d'Ivoire, that if we should make our things right, just imagine Mr. Eazi, who is the artist that is being paid the most to, even among his band set, facing problems. If this person is supposed to play a show in Kenya, like he said, let's look at the economic benefit that the country in itself is going to derive. And I can even say that this is even from a private entity. This is not even from the state. So why would we put some stringent measures even among ourselves as Africans? Wodemaya, not long ago, spoke about some of the challenges that he even went through. He said he's been jailed before, he's been put behind bars, he's been deported. And if he should tell you even the ones that he even encountered some of these tough problems from, it is even among some of our African countries. And when you think about it to that level, sometimes it is sad and appalling to know that, okay, these are instances whereby you could even sell your African country. These are even instances whereby, even with this recent Ghana-Zambia beef, online beef, that is, if that is how I should call it, I can tell you that today, Friday, and then I mean 6th February, the number of people who were dealing in our smoke, that is fugu, that made some good money today, huge. Because from our parliamentarians to corporate entities to private individuals, even something that was only online. You should come and see. I don't know about Zambia though, but even in Ghana, you should come and see the level of economic benefit that we derive from it. We've not even entered into like monetizing it even into events. To talk of the fact that, okay, aside making it a fugu day, why don't we add a concert to it? Why don't we add a food bazaar to it? Why don't we add some cinema something or movie something related to it? All these things are not even in connection yet. Yet, if you should go into the market to ask about the people that made some good money out of some of these things, something that was even online, and when you go to Zambia, they would even tell you that it is something that was just started by some few people, turned into a national conversation, and all these people are benefiting from it. How much more making Africa borderless? And here, it is not about you not taking whatever money you want to take, but easily accessible for some of our creatives to also collaborate. As for online collaborations, we can have it. And here it is not even about artists or musicians alone. Influencers in this modern day and age. Look at the number of streamers we have in Africa. Look at the number of content creators we have in Africa. It shouldn't only be about music. It should not only be about movies or the top creatives that we know or the creative department that we know. But now there is even the social media influencing attached to it. How about bloggers collaborations? A blogger from Ghana collaborating with a blogger from Zambia, collaborating with a blogger from Cote d'Ivoire, collaborating with a blogger from Tanzania, from Rwanda. And it all has to do with, okay, I come to your country to project your country. You also come to my country to project my country. It is about touring. And the touring do not only benefit the creator, but also the places that are being taught. So for me, just as my brother Kobe Josvan has said, and this conversation being started by Mr. Eazi, who is a musician, I believe this is a conversation that needs to be amplified very, 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 very well. Very, 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 very well. And in that aspect, it will not only benefit one country. When you talk about tourism, there are some countries that are leading in terms of conversation. We know. Yes, talk of Rwanda, they are spending huge amounts of money publicizing their country's tourism in other areas. When you come to Ghana, there is the agenda of making Ghana a tourism destination country, especially with our dirty December in GH activities and what have you. And this is even a continuation of it. When you go to Nigeria, they have also adopted a different wing of the Dirty December, among other things that they are also selling in connection to tourism. Making America, or the making of America, a great nation, some part of their storytelling has to do with infusing it into the creative art industry. And here I can also tell you about the movie industry. And if that is the case, we should not wait for some people to come and tell us that no, you people have to do this before. But it is about time we also take the bull by the horn and say yes, we also want to infiltrate some people's community or industry or even culture and also sell ours to them. With that, there are other conversations that have erupted, and I would want us to enter into it. But before that, let me also say big shout outs to some of the people that are online who are also in tune with us, both on YouTube and on Facebook, Sammy Flex TV. So if you are watching and you are here, make sure you share this particular link to others. Share the link so they can also be part of the big family. Mr. Frederick Apia says, good evening, everyone. Solo Lamb says, another confession from episode. He says Shatta helped him. I'm in his developing stage of dancehall. Okay, he mean in his developing stage of dancehall, especially with his freestyles. Andrew says Shatta forever. Yaflex is here saying, good evening. Oh, I say let me greet. And let me go on Facebook. Let me go on Facebook and see the number of people that are also tuning and how they are also enjoying the show. And sorry for coming on late, but we know, say yes, we have some good family online and they will be with us. Let me say big ups to Rakesh Kofi. Sabaske GH says good evening. Moses Kwame Blow GH is here. Mercy Ado is here. Scarecrown is also here. Kwekufide is here. He say where them day. Samuel Mate is also here. He says good. Ruski Page says Ghana, what is going on? Richmond is also saying Flex Entertainment all the way. Now, let's enter into one final story before we say goodbye for the day. And talking of tourism and all, IShowSpeed, American content creator and streamer, just ended his tour not long ago in Africa. And with that, looks like the conversation is still not ending anytime soon, because the first gentleman of the land, aside even during his speech talking about the Kruya, how the young man was enjoying on that particular mat with about 7 or 8 ladies, we miane kon, na we miane Betty, na we miane Shwa, na we miane Sreno. Looks like the first gentleman of the land was really envying the guy. And he says, IShowSpeed did more advertising for us than we could do for ourselves. And this is coming from President Mahama. So it says, President John Dramani Mahama has highlighted the impact of popular American live streamer IShowSpeed recent visit to Ghana. Speaking at the Ghana-Zambia Business Forum in Lusaka, Zambia, the president reflected on the influence of social media, citing IShowSpeed's tour of the Shea Butter Museum in particular. President Mahama revealed that reports indicated approximately 20 million online searches for shea butter were recorded after the visit was streamed live on YouTube. And this is a quote. It says, he came through Ghana and we have a product we call shea butter. And women love it a lot because now it is in a lot of cosmetic products. It's in creams and all that because of the good effect it has on the body. Apparently, I didn't know we had a shea butter museum in Ghana, and this young man visited. About 10 girls were massaging him with shea butter. I'm told that after he left, there were millions of searches on the internet for what shea butter is and what shea butter can be used for, he noted. President Mahama added, he did more advertising for us than we could do ourselves. After he left, it was reported that there were 20 million searches for Ghana, asking where Ghana is and what Ghana is about and all that, he added. Okay, it says, using this scenario, President Mahama noted that this was proof of the impact of social media on national development. However, warned that cases of cybercrime also serve as a source of concern. And this is what came from President John Dramani Mahama during his visit to Zambia. And we are yet to also get the other aspect of his visit though, but this is one that he also had to share. Director, video Anna. Okay, so director says there is a video to it, so let's go and take a quick look at the video. When we come back, my brother Kobe Josvan will also enter into the conversation.
Recently, there was a young American influencer, they call them influencers now, who, I don't know if he came to Zambia, but he came through several African countries. Yeah, and I'm just talking about the power of the new media. And he came through Ghana. And we have a product we call shea butter. Women love it a lot because now it's in a lot of cosmetic products, it's in creams and all that because of the good effect it has on the body. And apparently I didn't know that we had a shea butter museum in Ghana, and this young man visited and he had a good massage with shea butter. There were about 10 girls with shea butter massaging him. And you know, after the visit, he left. And I'm told that after he left, there were millions of searches on the internet for what shea butter is and what shea butter can be used for. And he did more advertising for us than we could do ourselves. After he left, it's reported that there were 20 million searches for Ghana. I mean, where is Ghana? What is Ghana about and all that? And so we can use it to advantage, but at the same time it has its downsides. And that's where fintech and cyber security and all that comes in. Recently, there was a young American.
At this point, there nobody can tell me that President Mahama nyasa kruya krujenjinya ompe, because this looks like the second time that he's even talking about this particular instance. But away from that, this is a message to Hamamat. Mr. At this point, the moment the president lands from Zambia, arrange some beautiful maidens, well endowed. Unse president so there, opede mudu kakra, well endowed. Carry share butter, container makra monfanko, Flagstaff house or Jubilee house or monfanko. And you kruya krujenjin. This is the first gentleman of our land. We beg you. Why should your modi IShowSpeed? Now we modi President Mahama and can say more. When you now have say the president doesn't know that there's a share butter museum in Ghana. Yet IShowSpeed aba I'm on enjoy massage. We see the answer na ho. There's as nyayanka. But Kobe,
big man.
This is what is coming from the president.
Sure.
He said IShowSpeed did more marketing for us than we could do ourselves. Do you share the same opinion? And I want you to also touch a bit on if this is the way forward, or social media is the way forward to selling our culture.
Sure. I think the new media is the new thing.
Okay.
And if you happens to be part of the traditional media, or he happens to be part of the traditional people, I mean, how the old method of, communicating, I think you need to get abreast to some of the new way of doing things. And we can never downplay the power of social media. Of course, gone in the olden days, how things or how we will communicate comparing to this modern world, things seems to be very easy, simple, fast, and more reliable. Yes, it comes with so many negative effects or bad effects, but we shouldn't ignore the major or the bigger one, that is the advantages, the benefits, the pros, some of the things that through social media we are achieving. Now, let me come to what our president said. Okay. First of all, big ups to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, being the greatest or the biggest PR machinery promoting Ghana in any way, anyhow. The way at which our president in the air tone Ghana, you see, he is not using, huge metrics. Simple metrics, but achieving greater results. And this is how our ambassadors, this job nankasano a juma for ambassadors. Sure. And your president now the PR. Sure. It was supposed to be our ambassadors promoting Ghana, selling Ghana in a very positive way. But our president is doing it effortlessly, easy, simple. What he has said, and we need to appreciate him. I'm not surprised because our president is a communicator, and as a communicator, there is always a way to win your debate when there is in contest to any discussion that is being talked about. Now, with IShowSpeed conversation, he promoted Ghana or promoted whatever it is bigger than our very own people. In contest, I believe it is in contest. Because let me also believe that we've had a lot of Ghanaians, being it content creators, celebrities, YouTubers, whatever, that they've also promoted Ghana. But now with that of IShowSpeed, the impact is greater than our very own people. Okay. Commanding these numbers, how the whole thing happened, and at a point whereby people they were not even aware. Say we had a share better museum for Ghana. Personally, had it not been IShow, I wouldn't have known.
You didn't know?
Oh, I'm telling you the gospel.
I see.
I didn't know. I know share better, for instance, and I'm a lover of it because meaning Obia ononso ye share better business nibi. What you say in Kuto Havens, you can try this on IG.
Oh,
What you
nice.
say, the CEO is a friend and she's doing extremely amazing. And or a sporty B, call other African countries and other part of the world. But to go to the, to the extent of we having a museum there, I didn't know.
Okay.
And I think this is a brilliant move. With what happened now, iShow has sold Ghana hands down. Easy. Now, we need to appreciate, say, iShow coming to Ghana, Ghana as a country, you are benefiting.
Okay.
Aside, he also achieving the result now, so also open, Ghana as a country, you are benefiting.
Okay.
Let us not forget the team ne handle, we talking about iShow, whatever it is. Are we forgetting the people that drove this whole conversation? Channel this whole thing, came with that this same plan that we're talking about. Let me believe if team ni propose here and I show a propose here and a team no I am not sure say anka enya den emba. So I am told say the team ne handle on the tour no ni nyina mu nyina e Ghana for and they should tell you say we have the men. Our people are capable with the right resource, right budget, the right thing being done, they will get the job done. So if you want a better result, get all that it takes for you to achieve that result. And trust me, and trust the work to the right people, and they will get it done. Not forgetting with Maya too, because he played a vital role. He's one of the few individuals, I can say, when it comes to tourism, promoting Africa, and even Ghana. With Maya, you be like wabon home modern pa. So president, for what president is saying, personally I agree with him. But the main enya dream ever can be so say the narration is tending to be say I show mum a promote Ghana more. Yes, with his numbers no. Yeah, that is where I think I don't agree. I don't agree with our president.
Okay.
Because I believe our people, we've had local, tourism or tourist bloggers that are doing extremely well, promoting Ghana, visiting some of our places, maybe almost one way or the other. But idea a difference in terms of resources, you can never compare that of IShowSpeed to our people. In terms of budget, IShow budget is bigger than our people. So to whom much is given, much is expected. So if you give me 1 city and you expect me to, generate or come up with a 10 million result, you're not being fair to me. So with these numbers, that is the reason why I'm not that result. But I believe, with time, with consistency, with the hard work that our people are doing, they are also one way or the other, putting Ghana on the map. But this whole PR game now, President Airborne, it should also send a signal to our ambassadors. Said this is their role. This is the reason why you farm as ambassadors. Say they should go out there and promote Ghana. So wherever that you find yourself being a Ghanaian ambassador, you are not there because you are there to serve. So whatever intended purpose, wherever that you stand, just as you will do, myself I will do, anywhere that you stand, there are so many things about Ghana that you can talk about. There are so many things about Ghana that you can also project. There are so many beautiful things about Ghana that you can also tell the world about. That one way or the other, it wouldn't be a benefit to the producers directly, but Ghana as a country will benefit. Now, if people are keen in trying to know more about Ghana and they would love to come to Ghana, if they are coming to Ghana, I'm not sure they are coming to patronize only Shabata. There are a lot of things that they will also patronize.
Of course.
And the ecosystem, creative art industry, the share better thing and so fall within. Museum thing fall within. So one way or the other, we should also understand one of the means that we can also sell Ghana. We can also sell Ghana positively through our creative arts people, our musicians, our influencers, I mean actors and other people that are doing extremely well. Imagine, I mean, we having a budget, having an agenda, a positive agenda that we are pushing, using our celebrities, using our influencers, using our creative sector to achieve it. Trust me, Charlie, we will achieve a lot. And this is the right time, I think, say, so you make good use of some of the platforms that we have. You can say the influencers, no, how do they intend to do that? I am sure, say, if the government empower them, it will also motivate them to be doing more. Because bro,
do you think the influencers that we have, aka our tourism ambassadors, have not been utilized or resourced enough to sell the cultural parts or the tourism part we have in Ghana?
I believe so.
In what aspect? The
aspect being how the way our political system and how we operate as a country.
How? Explain. Yes. Because for me where I sit, yes. I am looking at the fact that you've been named as a tourism ambassador, just as the first gentleman of the land. Nobody has paid you.
Yes.
It is even, let me say, an honor that was conferred on you in that regard. And I am looking at instances whereby the first gentleman, that is the president, has also not been paid to sell Ghana.
Yeah.
But in just some few days, his movements, his appearance, his conversation, his speeches have even like drew more attention to our tourism conversation than some of these people that we've made tourism ambassadors. So what are you also waiting for as a tourism ambassador?
Bro, you know the problem. The reason is most of these people are appointed, they are not appointed based on competence or on the merits of what they can offer. But they are being appointed based on what? Political influence. He's a servant to this political party. He did this for this political party. So if we are in power, we need to also do or appoint him or put him at a position that will also serve as we also trying to appreciate him or her. And that has been our problem. I believe, in as much as we are talking about this whole conversation, you see, we can have a conscious, an agenda whereby we can get people or our very own people, we can empower them to do. You see, when it comes to the bigger conversation, we ignore those people. When it comes to the bigger platforms, conferences, seminars, whereby these people can go, the network, build their contact and even, learn a lot of things about how to do this. We limit these offers for our ministers, our ambassadors. But the right people, we leave them behind. Imagine, there's a seminar going on, as a blogger, as a pundit, as someone who has been in the game for a long time. You've worked in Ghana here, you've had experiences. Now, Yanfan said, seminar be a course, and yes, a rule. Because of why a Jumana Nimdia won't know. Baby, a year corner, you be here on Nimdia. Inti, ya pasi do ko. A qua okono, okwa serve Ghana as a country. Nemum, a best survey as an opportunity for you to also learn. So one way or the other, you are going there in the merit of the country, but will also add more value to you. Yeah, and also audience now also it will also help to also build other audience outside Ghana. It will also help the intended purpose to be achieved. But if all the conversation to say the American say you hear a Jumano, you hear Kofama Jumana, if it is Ghana, let's bring these people on board. But if it is outside Ghana, our ministers will go and represent. There are so many people out, there are so many occasions we've sent ministers for a certain assignment. I didn't put a representative, they don't even understand. But because Yasmam, what you say? So right now, how do we intend to do that? Let's try to empower, grow our very own people. What you say? If you want this or want to achieve some of these results, we can grow our people. We have a way of doing that. What you say? Omanakasano say our conscious agenda. Is it America? Na you can say America. No. America had a plan. They had a map. this is what we intend to achieve. But in Ghana here, most of our things are turned into politics. So even if Party A is doing well and Party B is in opposition, everything that Party A is doing is baller.
Yeah, bogus.
What you say? To say this free SHS thing, it was a brilliant move. But what is happening now?
Yeah, saying
that is it, because Bibia are done into politics. But see your agenda say, "Ro, this is what we intend doing." Into if Party A improve free power and power, Party B go back. Let's make sure say we are pushing this agenda and we want to achieve this result. Don't you think we will achieve greater heights and we'll be able to build? I mean, if not to the magnitude of that of IShowSpeed, we'll be able to have greater people like Woodmire. I mean, thousands of Woodmire here in Ghana. Fanny say, your Woodmire by 20 hour Ghana. Obia promoting Ghana, promoting Africa, pushing a positive agenda. Don't you think we'll achieve a greater result?
You definitely do.
But see, and acquire to say each man for himself,
God for us all.
Yen na dieti pempem. Into a farmer what dream we yefu first.
Stomach direction.
Yes. Because a common deal. Into when the offer comes now, you don't think about the bigger picture that is Ghana. Let me think about what I will get first, myself first, before I think about the bigger picture. But if the road is prepared to make the whole thing, I mean, soften for us, I'm sure I said, to me achieve greater height. A lot of these content creators are doing extremely well. Most of them don't even understand what they are doing. There is nothing that we are learning to even, school the next generation. But if you pursue build it on mind, you focus and say we will use creative industry, the tourism aspect to promote our country, bro. Yeah, we need my baby, and I believe we can do that.
We can do that. This is what is coming from Kobe Josvan. Let me add my 2 cents to this conversation. And this message is to us in the creative arts industry, especially the ones that were named as tourism ambassadors in the space. It is interesting to note that the president of Ghana, that is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for the past few months has sold Ghana, just as he's saying IShowSpeed did more marketing for us than we could do for ourselves, has sold Ghana more than so many people that were even named as tourism ambassadors. You see, my brother Kobe talked about the fact that some of them were under-resourced to project Ghana. But it is also interesting to note that the president, as much as he is the president, was not intentionally funded to promote Ghana even through his movement. But from him, the little that he thought he could also do for our tourism industry was to appear in what Desert will call a regalia. Was to appear. And you see, aside the fugu that he was wearing, there was even a caveman watch, which was also a made in Ghana product.
Solid. That
was attached to it. And even with this simple move, let's look at the number or the amount of conversation that has been derived from this particular move. The people that were named as tourism ambassadors, some of them, I can tell you, were even funded to do content to sell our country. But it will interest you to know that some people that were even called or are even called influencers could not even influence our local community to even patronize tourism. So now our president is even comparing us to somebody that spent 5 hours in our country. yes, nobody will lose sight of the fact that this guy's numbers is crazy. Nobody. In fact, the guy is controlling over 50 million people subscribe, like 50 million subscribers on his platform. Nobody is downplaying that. But I am asking myself, say, okay, how many creatives do we have in Ghana? How many influencers do we have in Ghana? What is the intentionality behind the content that we create? How do we represent our culture even when we step out? And here, let me doff my hat to Otumfo Osei Tutu Asante Hene. I think this man has done great, especially in promoting our culture. Among other people, they have done great, just as our president has done. Anytime this man is representing or is going for any state function, especially one that has a new one, look at how he appears. Let's pay attention to how they even appear in the midst of other dignitaries. There is always something to talk about. There is always something that links them to where they are coming from, and that is Ghana. And when it is about linking them to where they are coming from, it boils down to our creative art industry. But we belong to the same industry, whenever we are stepping out, how do we represent our industry? Are there things that connect us back to the motherland? Are there things that project our motherland in us? From the way we speak, from the way we dress, from the way we look. Dubai, hey ya, obi ko Dubai no wenya British accent. Obi timi ko Dubai na wenya British accent. All these things are part. I'm not saying South Abroche in your accent. But my point is, in terms of cultural representation, and here I am talking specifically to the people in the creative art industry. If the president, few days move into Zambia, was able to create this level of euphoria even among our creative art industry and like our creative and tourism industry. Yes, we know we do enough, especially with the year of return, 30 December in GH, whenever we enter into the last quarter. But it is our sector. We are the movers and shakers of it. We are supposed to lead this conversation. So now, our president is even giving the glory to others who just came to project certain aspects. Aside the share, but let me say big ups to her mama. I think she's done very well on how she was able to position herself to even tap into this particular momentum. But is the Shea Butter Museum the only place that we can sell as far as our culture is concerned? What are the influencers in our space doing? The president was not paid. But being a statesman, caring about our industry, he decided to be intentional with how he moved this time. And let's look at how we benefited from it, even as a country. The economic benefits, even the online relevance. He said there were about 20 million searches when IShowSpeed came to Ghana, on Ghana and also the Shea Butter. And we the creative arts people, what are we doing for ourselves? if you've been named a tourism ambassador and you feel said the resources that is being given to you is not enough, please come out and relinquish it. Jemu ne you hu free, because it is becoming unbecoming. Say sometimes we take abasubodi ebia. We are not able to do things to project whatever there is to project. It is very obvious that this government is very particular about our creative art industry. If not for anything at all, the appointment of more creative people in the helm of affairs, the positioning of the Black Star experience, especially with activities that happen during the December festivities and all, is a huge testimony. So at this point, what again do we need? I wanted us to add one particular conversation to it. Kobe Josvan.
Big man.
Sir, I grab that conversation.
Charlie.
What I know, say you followed or you heard about it.
Yeah.
When you heard that particular news, then about you.
Well, you see, when it comes to the law, legal issues, you always have to be very careful how to, especially when you don't understand how some of the ways by which the law operates. But I wasn't surprised though, because I knew maybe something like this will happen.
Oh, you knew you had a feeling something like that was going to happen.
You said with all back and forth, appeal, you get to a point in time, court will have mercy on her. And personally, I am one of the few individuals, and so I can say, say, I know she do. A woman say, what you say. But over the years now, yeah, the 15 years, I think the law and our court didn't do justice to our mother. Yeah, let me say it that way. Say the legal people can come school us on certain things. But whatever it is, personally, I think this something lessons for her to learn.
Okay.
And I am sure, Mama Pat, aka Agrada, Sika Gali, add the rest. I am sure, she has learned her lessons. It is not a place that you should even wish for your enemy. If you've been to a police cells before, not to think of the prison. Because I remember there was an agency that I was working with that we went to secondary prisons to make donations. And Charlie, it not be easy.
Yeah, easy.
So it shouldn't be a place that you should even wish for your enemy. What you say? And to think of how ours is, Charlie, a bomb, a time.
Maybe, Director, there is this woman that was interviewed during that particular encounter. Time now, Agrada court not long ago, of which a verdict was given or a judgment was given on her appeal case, where her 15-year jail term was slashed to 12 months, which is 1 year now. One woman there made a statement, and it has caught my attention. Mr. Yen share video I have some question to ask my brother Computers Band and wrap up.
Some of the things other women are going through in their marriages, or no one's now the woman, I didn't compare on who say she's a brave woman. Some of the things other women are going through in their marriages, or no one's now or do okay. So what I say, and we as a crown, so who you be do it with all braveness. That is what I like about a woman. She's fearless, or the oil and who say and your crown, or you with all braveness, and that's that kind of spirit into no say or to me, I mean, now obtain that spirit the positive way now. Just imagine how this woman would be like. Just imagine. Say nyame hu no no fa no na ne braveness adoya a oye wona sorry them na ade no say nyame turn no to the side of the Holy Spirit with the braveness of this woman. what do you think the world will witness? So I am happy for her, and I believe she's coming back as a changed person. The woman,
hey, don't be surprised. For me, my question is simple. Kobe, quick. Let's wrap up from here. This is the same person that when she was in incarceration, people were doing, crucify her. But looks like as a man for jubilate, some kind way be on sad new judgment. Yeah, be.
This is Ghana for you. Shouldn't be surprised.
Sir?
Yeah. We shouldn't be surprised at all.
But why are people jubilating?
I think at this point, people are feeling, say, Agrada, I regret it. She has learned her lessons and she's a changed person. Let me believe what I say.
Okay.
And, bad time, mame. You see, with the male umpono, how do they even endure the prison conditions?
Okay.
Comparing it to a mother, a woman, what I say. There is something that my lady Nikaya, I think, say a yemide, and that one has to do with say she has changed.
Okay.
She's a changed person now. So for the benefit of doubt, let me believe she's a changed person now. But for her saying say, "Oh yeah, the empo na nyempo one fa kukodrobi no," I think say it's not a positive advice. We are a young individual out there now. Now the confidence and the boldness bear, you see, in as much as say you have your freedom, one thing that you shouldn't joke with is your freedom. What I say, okay. You have access to everything, but whatever that will cause you to be, for your freedom to be seized, bro, run away from it.
Run.
Yeah. Vibes scatter free prison by. So kind
of course.
I've wasted all my year. Stay away from what?
Violence.
Nice one. And to be beer at the issues. And tokwa at the police custody. Prison, bro. If nothing at all. Charlie, court fee humble you. Hey. And no matter what, regardless, Emra will clone how.
An idiot. When
you are messing up and people are watching, praising you, enticing you, saying, giving all the necessary funds, I think say be oga. By the time or when the law gets to hold of you, there you feel. So I think she's a changed person. And big ups to Angel Esiama. He has proven to be a man, a father, and a head of a family. I don't care about whatever that happened in between them, some of the brouhaha, some of the social media rants. But Abra Assembly see, most of Ghanaians' mindset and perspective and idea in say Angel Esiama will turn against Agrada. Especially knowing for sure, say, you're jailing a year for 15 years.
15 years.
But this man proved Ghanaians wrong. He indicated, say, every woman needs a strong, a loving, and a caring husband. And he demonstrated that thing, and I love him. I am not a fan of him. But one thing to that he did, say, Mpaibono, Koso.
Yeah.
Bompai. And I think we need to big him up. He has done extremely amazing.
Big ups to the Angel Esiama. May assure say very soon. Agrada one person that's on any betri speedy the pa Angel Esiama. And I must also say yes, it's true. I like his resilience, especially the back and forth. And it wasn't only about one court case, but and then off no sunny, no call left, no call right, and then no if you court to it or channel court to it. But all the same, this is how far the law has come with Agrada. And let's wrap up. Okay, now says big ups to you. And let me check the ones on YouTube. Boga Bobo TV says, where is Bra Sammy? Frederick Apia says, the president said the truth. Speed 5 hours of promoting Ghana is a big deal. Sumali Bia says, good evening, big man in the studio, Sammy Flex TV, much love. Vinny says, big convo. Glorious Ama says, Speed is a foreigner, more reason his store was hyped, but a local person will not be hyped like this, regardless of whatever they do. Glorious Ama is here again. She says, we cherish foreigners more than our people. Frederick Apia says, if you are a local and you do more, we will hype you. Nobody paid Speed. Our local always wants to be paid before they move. Yeah, the nam in the yinam. And Jackie Boateng is also here with some love emojis. This brings us to the end of today's edition, or the Friday's edition of Showbiz Daily. The big man, yes, is engaged. Sammy Flex is engaged with other activities, and of course, we need to step up, or we had to step up into his shoes and make sure that we run the show smoothly. And I believe you also enjoyed, whoever tuned in from wherever location. We really appreciate your contribution on this particular platform, and make sure you spread the word so others can also join the big family as we spread our tenterhooks. My name is Roland Amate. Big shout outs to my brother Kobe Josvan, who helped me with discussions in the studio. Theophilus Digosh is also here. Sammy Tuga is here. Desert is here, as well as Gerald. And to you, we say God richly bless you. And to then, we will meet you on other subsequent videos or content. Bye-bye.
Yo, Ghana, what's up? I have been in this market for a very, very long time, and I understand your day-to-day activities. So you know what? I'd introduce my